These are the highlights of India's smartest podcast, The Ranveer Show. Welcome to TRS Clips. Make sure you hit that bell icon and don't forget to subscribe. What about polyamory? And it's only called polyamory, right? Like when you have multiple partners.
Correct.
Like, so first maybe explain what polyamory is. And second, give the scientific aspect on it. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it all right?
Polyamory is being attracted to and having sexual relationships with more than one person, multiple people.
Like when someone says open relationship, that's also a form of polyamory.
Correct. So these are all just terminologies that kind of talk about the same spectrum, where you're not being monogamous. You're not saying that one person for life. It is. So when you talk of biology, when you talk of animals, there are plenty of species that do this, right? Multiple partners at the same time. In human beings also, there have been all societies. In all societies in history, polyamory has been documented. Infidelity has been documented. In fact, there was a, forgot her name, Professor Sarah, I think. She had this beautiful paper on sexual infidelity, where there was a line that says that humans are by nature socially monogamous and clandestine adultery. So there's social monogamy and clandestine adultery has been the norm.
What is clandestine?
Secret.
Okay.
Chup chup ke. So all human societies from the beginning of time, the norm has been social monogamy. Sabke samne monogamous. Clandestine adultery, where you explore in private. I wondered why that is, and I started reading about it. Human beings are like this very interesting mix of curiosity and comfort. We have that explorer tendency in us, which is why we have been able to succeed in so many fields of life. If we were born in Africa and we stay in Africa and we don't venture out at all, we would have died off probably. But then because we explored, we said that we want to cross the sea. We want to explore the Alps. We want to explore the islands. So we keep on exploring. We get more land. We try to explore what happens if I plant this seed here and grow this. Everything good that has come because we have explored outside of what we naturally know. And that has rewarded us. So that reward of exploring is deeply ingrained in us. Same for relationships. That's not going to go away. Our brain rewards us for finding new things.
Or new naked bodies.
A new experience, a new human being, a new conversation, a new relationship.
Go on.
Same here. We keep looking for a new way of looking at life. And every new person that you meet gives you that. Sometimes that can turn sexual, sometimes that cannot. What happens in a relationship is that now you have comfort, right? And comfort is great for stability. Comfort is great for putting a household. If you have kids, if you want to raise a family, the more chaotic your relationship is, the more difficult it is for a family to grow. The same example that we used of building a building, right? Setting up a building. If every day you're going to come and change the doors, change the windows, break down the walls, that building is not going to get set up. You need a good foundation for a good building to come. Same for imagine a tree. Like if you keep digging the ground, the seed is not going to take root. And it's incredible that we have so many families that have set up such amazing human stories. They were only possible because of families. Our tribal system is completely based on families. If there were no families, then it would just be a bunch of individuals trying stuff on their own and we wouldn't have survived. So both of these things have rewarded us. Having a strong family and exploring. Now, how do we reconcile the two? How do you remain in a relationship and say that my comfort is important, I want security, I want to be stable, and at the same time your brain rewards you for exploring, rewards you for meeting new people? It's a fundamental conflict, and we are not involving the prefrontal cortex at all. We are still talking limbic level. At a biochemical level, you are rewarded for both things, for staying with a person and for exploring new people. Now you can add the prefrontal cortex. अभी इसके ऊपर आपको जो story बनाना है बनाओ. Now it's your choice. You can build a story around the stability and call it monogamy, family values, morals, ethics, stories, all stories. Nothing right and wrong, all stories. Or you can say open marriage, polyamory. Again, all stories. Nothing biological about this. That's what we are doing. As a society, we are trying to say, which story do I believe in? Do I believe in the story of monogamy? Do I believe in the story of polyamory? Today, we are at a stage where I think every couple kind of decides for themselves. Earlier, it wasn't like that. Earlier, society would decide that this is the story that all of you will believe in. Today, I think in one building, in one flat, there'll be a polyamorous couple. One flat, there'll be a monogamous couple. In one flat, there'll be three people living together as a monogamous threesome. There are couples like that. I think it's called a throuple, which is a new thing that I've heard. It's all fine because it's all stories. What story do you believe in? And that story will keep evolving. You might be monogamous when you're 20 and you might be polyamorous when you're 40. You change.
Wow.
Yeah.
The science. That was but the science of this is that up to a certain point, it's the comfort and the experimentation which begin to clash. And then from there, it's subjective.
Yeah. And you want both. That's the thing. Anybody who says that they don't want one is lying. And if you have one, you want the other.
Yeah. I think it's like if once you found your comfort, where do you find your experimentation? Do you choose to find it in your work? Do you choose to find it in social work? Do you choose to find it in sex?
Correct.
The ones who prioritize probably sexual exploration end up becoming polyamorous.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not a reflection of how much they love their partner, but...
No, it's not. Absolutely. In fact, polyamorous couple, if a couple wants to be successfully polyamorous, they have to have an insane level of communication with each other. So I would suggest that a polyamorous couple talk to each other more often and better than most monogamous couples.
What happens hormonally if you're having sex with multiple people?
Now, I might be wrong, but it's not very different. The act of sex itself, the attraction, the sexual turn on, the post-sexual phase, all of that is the same. If you're having sex with somebody that you are in a long-term relationship with, the baseline level of comfort is definitely more. So I have read so many accounts of people who have been who've been sleeping around basically, and then they've entered into a long-term relationship and they've said that the sex is so much better when it is with somebody I know and who knows what I like. Conversely, there are people who enjoy one-night stands more. Again, completely based on their story. So the interesting thing is the story can change your hormones.
Really? Your subjective reality then dictates. Wow. So if you're very convinced that your way of, say, polyamory is right, your hormones will probably be in place.
Correct.
Wow. And I'm just debating with you for the sake of debate.
Sure.
Not because I agree or disagree.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just that baseline oxytocin level that's fixed when you're in a stable relationship. Mm-hmm. That's about how much you prioritize that. Because, and I'm coming from spiritual studies where they say one partner, etc. That's where this whole narrative of society has also come from.
Correct.
Right? That have marriage, have one partner, grow in marriage together.
Yeah.
But maybe the hormonal aspect of that is your baseline oxytocin is at a stable level, which dictates the rest of your day outside of the sex, outside of the love.
There is a lot to be said of being monogamous. There is a lot of advantages in that you're reducing your cognitive load. You don't want to be thinking about sexual partners all your life, right? You want to be doing other things.
Yeah.
You want to be creating stuff. You want to be working at stuff. You want to be leaving a legacy. All of those things are better done when this is taken care of, or it's not there at all. I mean, I'm not saying you need a relationship to do all that, but I would argue that if you are, say, in multiple relationships, if you are in a polyamorous relationship and you're constantly looking for a new partner, definitely takes time and energy, right? The reason why earlier societies would discourage that is because I don't think they had the luxury of being able to spend that much time and energy when there were bigger problems at hand, right? So when a society is struggling, you would need everybody to be in that program, like get to work, do more. You need less chaos. You need more stability. I think it is also a sign of evolution of society as a whole, that how stable you are overall, that now more and more people have the luxury of experimenting and trying out new things.
Intense.
This is just my opinion.
No, but it makes sense, man, from both a hormonal level and anthropological level.
Sure.